stage. Yep, Adam McArthur. Hey, next up, Bryce Papenbrook. Yeah, coffee bros. Next on stage, Ricco, Fajardo. Next on stage, Xanthe, Huynh. Next up, Cherami, Leigh. Next up, Kari Wahlgren. Next up, Caitlin Glass. And lastly, Sarah Wiedenheft.
All the girls sat down on his side. It's like, so we can look over and talk about the boys. Hi, they're so cute. Sorry, that was my inside voice talking. Well, listen, I'll just start. I don't know if there's any plan, any structure to this. We'll probably take questions from you guys. I'm guessing. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Should we start with like an intro? Oh, that's what a mighty fine way to start. Should we tell them who we are?
If they don't know, they're dead to us.
Wonderful
I'm
point.
sorry. Again, my inside voice. I think I'm feeling saucy. Can I just say, I think I'm feeling saucy because they gave me one of these spank sticks backstage. And I don't know if anybody, I was not at this,
Ricco has one
the
too.
Randy panel, but
It was given to me.
I may have found a box in the back and silently handed them out to everyone.
Yes! So I literally, it literally says
It was a
spank
paint
stick.
stir.
And I've literally been smacking people backstage, gently, just gently. But I the sense of power I feel right now.
One quick announcement. For those who would like to
Like a teacher back in the day.
ask our panel some questions, we do have these two mics on either side of the stage. You can line up.
Who's talking?
There's a ghost in the back of the room.
I told you it was true, Adam. Let's get the heck out of here.
The ghost of baseball's past.
Guys, just to be on the real, there is a ghost in my room. All the doors keep opening by themselves in the room. Sarah can attest to it. She saw it. The door opened by itself. Just a side note, you guys, I got a haunted room.
This place is too new to be haunted.
Is it?
It's just leaning to one side, so the
Okay.
doors just keep sliding open.
I have the load-bearing room.
Sure.
No, that's a load-bearing poster. The whole thing goes.
Yes, it's very
Do you hear that too? Yeah.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi,
Hey, it's me, Adam, down here at the other end of the table.
where are you?
To your right. I'm over here. To your other right. Hey. What's up? Over here.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good. Do you wanna introduce yourself first? Tell everyone who you are and what you're on and stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure, okay.
Cool.
You're on this table. Sarah Wiedenheft. Hello. My name is Sarah Wiedenheft, and I am a voice actor. I have done a few things, and some of those are Zeno from Dragon Ball Super, Toru from Miss Kobayashi's Dargan movie, and Cherami from Black Clover, and Lily from Zombieland Saga, among other things. And I'm gonna pass it off to Caitlin.
Yay! Hey, I'm Caitlin Glass. You know me as Haruhi Fujioka from Oran High School Host Club. And Winry from Full Metal Alchemist. Currently, I'm Mina Ashido in My Hero Academia. And then I've I've done lots of other things. I'm also a director. I've directed the newest Fruits Basket, and lots of other cool stuff, and Ask Me Things. Here you go. You have a mic. Okay.
I'm Kari Wahlgren. I play Haruko in FLCL. I see a Haruko out there. Fu in Samurai Champloo. I do Saber in Fate Zero and Fate Zero. And lots of other things, which IMDb can lead you to, if you want to find the way.
Yes, I love Shannon. Oh my god.
Hi, my name is Cherami Leigh. I voice Asuna in Sword Art Online. Lucy in Fairy Tale. I voice Makoto in Persona 5. Gage in Borderlands 2. And also Borderlands 3 in the DLC in both. She's my little DLC queen. And I also voice, we'll do Patty in Soul Eater today. She doesn't get a lot of that. Hi, I'm Xanthe Huynh. I've been in anime such as I'm Ai in Kageki Shoujo. I am Kana in the Land of Leodale. Menma in Anohana. Pala Pala in Sailor Moon Eternal. And I'm Yuki Yuna in Yuki Yuna Sahira. And also Haru in Persona 5. Marianne in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. And Kenon in Neo the World Ends With You.
I just have to take a second. Hi guys, I'm Ricco Fajardo. I went to school with Xanthe. We went to school together, and this is so good. Yeah, you see your mind, guys. Go Anteaters.
Ricco, you went to school?
I went to school. It's true.
Wow.
I have education. Yeah, hi guys, I'm Ricco Fajardo. I just think it's really special. It's so cool I get to sit next to you. It's so fun. Okay, hi. My name's Ricco Fajardo. You might recognize me from Nozil Silva and Black Clover. Taiju Oki and Dr. Stone. What is it? Oh, I play for you in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and a bunch of other things. Oh yeah, Mirio Togata in My Hero Academia. Tentacle Monster in Juden Tyson. Come on! Anyway, yeah, lots of stuff. Thanks for being here, y'all.
What's up, everyone? Good morning. I'm Bryce Papenbrook. You might know me as Kirito from Sword Art Online. Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan. Inosuke in Demon Slayer. And I'll give you a nice deep cut too. Anyone play Disney Princess Palace Pets? So what you do is you get a little pet and you give them a bath and you brush their hair. Well, I play Sultan, Jasmine's little tiger. Yeah. I'm the little tiger. Yeah. That's cute. Guys, this will be fun.
And actually, for the rest of the panel, we're gonna play it. What's up? My name's Adam McArthur. Hello. I am the voice of Yuji Itadori on Jujutsu Kaisen. Marco Diaz on Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Shifuyu on Tokyo Revengers. And here's my deep cut. The evil gingerbread men in Krampus.
All of them? Yeah, the whole group?
Yeah, well, there was other people, but like a bunch of them. Yes.
So it's just your voice like pitch shifted maybe slightly?
Oh, totally pitch shifted. Yeah, it's like way higher. It's like way up there. So, what's up? This is us. Should we take an audience question? Okay. Let's start with that side.
Okay, my question is for Cherami. I was wondering what your favorite fairy tale arc is, and then what your favorite fairy tale arc is to voice, and then what your favorite one was to watch.
Ooh, you want me to pick out of over like 300 episodes what my all-time favorite was? I have, I'll narrow it down to 3 favorites. I love the Michelle Lobster arc. I love the arc where I get to summon the Celestial Spirit King on behalf of Loki. I also really like the moment or scene where Lucy gets to go to her dad and say, I don't want your money anymore. This is who I am and I want to be a member of Fairy Tale and I need you to be okay with that. I thought that was a really great scene. So those are 3 of my faves. Favorites to watch. Anytime we get to switch, either when I get to do Future Lucy, Baby Lucy, Edalus Lucy, any of those, or when we get to do the swap with another character, those are always really fun to get to watch, because then I get to hear everybody else's version of each other, which is great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again, everyone. Hi. So my question was for all of you. What's the most emotional scene you've recorded so far?
The ooh. Yeah, this is the standoff. Like, who's gonna start? It's gonna start on one of y'all's side. Can't start in the middle, because then what do we...
Okay, I'll start.
Very good.
Oh, that's really tough. Okay, so we'll since this is an anime convention, I won't talk about the ending of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, but I'll talk about episodes 23 and 24 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, so good though. So there is a part where, like, okay, so Yuji, right? Super good boy, doesn't want to kill anybody. He's like, I'm not gonna kill anyone, And there's this moment in episode 23 or 24 where he realizes, like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to kill this guy. And he says, I'm sorry, right before he does it. And he so means it. And it was just like a very subtle, I'm sorry, but it was a very loaded, I'm sorry. And so I want to say, at least up until what we've recorded so far, the Shibuya arc, if you are a manga readers of Jujutsu Kaisen, is going to be nuts. And probably very emotional. But up until that point, that's my answer for Jujutsu Kaisen.
I always have a hard time picking favorites or picking, the most emotional, because I've had many in my career, between shows like Blue Exorcist and Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online and Seven Deadly Sins. Like, my characters at moments in these shows go through just heart-wrenching things, with, close friends and family members and significant others, and it's, for me, the way I learned how to connect with these characters is to put myself in those positions as close as possible and feel what they're feeling in those moments. So definitely left the booth many times, just crushed. And there were a number of instances where it took a while to kind of shake it off. One that comes to mind in Attack on Titan, there's this scene where they're kind of in a terrible position. They're just surrounded. People are dying all around them. Eren just saw someone get killed that was very close to him, and he's there with Mikasa, and time is slowed down, and he's just kind of breaking. He's laughing and crying and just absolutely crushed. So after that moment, it took a while to shake that off, and it was actually Trina that called me and had heard it and just was very complimentary of how that scene sounded. She was the one to kind of pull me out of it, just like Mikasa was the one to kind of pull Eren back to reality. So it's very cool to work also with just people that are so great and great castmates that'll do that and be there for you when you need it. It makes you kind of able to be more vulnerable and let that stuff come out. So many scenes that I've had to take myself there. So it's tough in there sometimes. Sorry, good morning, guys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Jeez. starting the day with one of those.
Yeah, it's funny.
Basically, Bryce's answer is, I don't know. I don't know.
That's what every answer from me will be, by the way. Just so you know, a heads up. I'll just say I don't know each time and then tell you like 10 things.
I don't know. Unfurl scroll.
Here's these answers.
Yeah. But I mean, I was going through the data banks while you were telling that story. I was like, man, I was trying to think of one that was emotional, maybe like a good emotion. But you know, anime, there's no crying in anime. Lies. But like, of course, one of the ones for My Hero Academia, where Sir Night-Eye's in the old hospital. And the little story behind that is I had to record that in just a couple minutes because Chris Sabat, who plays All Might, had to jump into a session. This was back when we were still doing it in the studio. And Alexis Tipton was sub-directing at that time, so because Colleen was doing stuff. And I didn't know it was that scene for that day, so I'm like popping in. I'm like, cool, it's only a few lines, which I don't know if you watched that. I've seen that episode. Yeah. If you haven't, I'm sorry, I'm spoiling the heck of it right now. But there's only like 5 or 6 lines for Mirio in that, but it is him saying goodbye to Sir Night-Eye. He comes like hobbling in from his room because he hears that it's like, you know, he's about to pass. And so, you know, he says, you know, I'm not ready, don't go, you know, all the things that you say to someone who's, I mean, I think it's actually kind of a gift in life when you have the opportunity to say goodbye to someone, personally, like, cause, you know, you get self-reflexive in these moments, and I'm not trying to put too much of Ricco in Mirio, it's definitely gotta be Mirio's experience going through this, but, yeah, that was powerfully emotional, because when we got in, Alexis is like, we're all behind on, we're trying to like get it dubbed, and she goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You have to dub this in 5 minutes, and we only got like this is like really powerful stuff. And I'm like, no, this is perfect. And I was like, Alexis, this is exactly how life is. Because when people leave your life, it's not like, let me take the whole day to have a conversation with you about, you know what I mean? And so it reminded me, and well, before I tell you that story, just real quickly, I'll say that I did it, we did the scene, you know, heart-wrenching. I give Alexis a hug. She's like, thank you for, you know, being there. I was like, no, dude, that's perfect. It went great. It was like one take Johnny. We did it. I left. I went up the way, recorded some One Piece. So I'm like, you know, like pirates and stuff, like get it all out. And then Brandon McInnes had recorded like shortly afterward. So we both pop out in the hall and see each other. Brandon plays Sir Night-Eye. And it's usually a gift, like Bryce was saying, when you get to have your colleagues in beforehand, because you get to react off of them. I was working in a vacuum, so I recorded first for Mirio. All I saw was like blank, vacant, Sir Night-Eye, you know? And Brandon sees me, I see him, and we just like walk each other and embrace in the hall and just hold each other for several minutes. And inside of that hug, I gotta tell you, it feels like we're both grieving for all the people we've ever lost, like in our lives, because it's just one of those moments where it's like, gosh, you gotta open up for it. You gotta be able to take the hit right on the heart like Mirio does in that show. And I'll leave. Sorry, so what an emotional morning, y'all. Like, and this is a positive story. I'm just saying, it's a positive thing. It reminded me of like, I was working at American Players Theater, working on a play, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. I'm playing some rando player that comes out. Anyway, I get a phone call. It's like, oh, grandma's going, you gotta say goodbye. And it's my brother, and she's like not there, you know, she's, you know, ready to go. And so my brother, he's there in the hospital, holds up the phone to my grandma, and all I hear is the kind of jostling of the phone, kind of like, you know, and I'm like, what do I say? What do you say? And so I said what words can only do. I'm like, you know, I love you, don't be scared. I'll see you again. I love you. Like, what words can capture that, right? You know what I mean? Like, words cannot. But my brother, you know, he picks up the phone, he's like, oh, are you good, you good? And I'm like, wish I could have been there for my brother. But it was like the gift that I got to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a very Mirio way to look at it, right? You know what I mean? Like, to be able to even like say that, like, is a gift. So yeah, look at that, positivity.
That was beautiful.
No more cry, don't be crying.
Oh gosh. I play a lot of...
I'm glad I went first.
Yeah! That was like...
So now I'm just like, let's see how all y'all talk that.
I play a lot of emotional characters. A lot of them do not live very long. A lot of them don't live very long. I didn't even know which one to choose. Short, really, one was like, that was really difficult, was in Kageki Shoujo, and to play like the younger version of her that went through sexual harassment type thing was like very heavy and difficult, and like Marissa Lenti, the director, was amazing at like kind of guiding me through that process. I'm not gonna get too into that, but for Makia, if any of you've seen that movie, it's a beautiful movie about being a mother, and you know, she adopts this child and raises it, and you kind of see him grow up, but she is like this immortal being, so she is going to like outlive him. And spoilers, at the end she has like this like really big emotional like scene. She's like remembering like all the times they've had like with him growing up, and she's having this big cry. And you know, like when we do anime, we do like bits at a time, and then we stop, and then like the engineer has to like shift it over to like make sure it fits and like and give direction. So I'm having this big emotional cry, and then I have to like hold it while they like try to shift and watch it to make sure that it's like working. And then so I'm trying not to like cry, and then like my eye like slips from like the whole script's there, and my eye slips down, and it's like the baby version of my my son. And it's like, I love you, mommy. And I was like, you know, like, and we have to do like the cry like 3-4 times. So I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's been like 40 minutes of this like crying scene that's like 5 seconds of the movie. But yeah.
Great work.
It's, like everybody says, it's so hard to choose, because I think I've always said the characters that I've been fortunate enough to play, it really is such a stroke of luck and timing why we all get the jobs that we get, because I don't know if the job came up, like if they were going to dub the time 5 years later in my life, would I have still gotten the job? Because when you audition for something, there's something about your life and your essence and the way you say those words that are honest for you that we change as we go through life. Would that read still be what they needed and wanted 5 years later, because I would be dealing with something differently? So there's always a moment for every single character that I've voiced where the super heavy emotional stuff is when Cherami and the character meet. Like when we're both dealing with the same thing, that apex of like, this is why I got this job. This is what I needed to hear, or this is what I needed to say to help me deal with this healing or help me get over this hurdle or growth in my life. So to say, this is my favorite would be like, this is the character that meant the most to me to help me move on in my life, which is just not true. They've built on each other. They've helped me get through different things. The only thing that they all have in common is when I just let go, sigh, and don't go, I have to give a perfect performance. It's when I just say, I just have to be. This is where I give up. This is where I just say these words, and this is where I get super honest and super vulnerable. That's when the most emotional stuff happens for me, when I stop trying to be what the director wants, or trying to be what Cherami thinks is perfect, or trying to be what the writer wants, and I just say, this is where I am right now in this place, and then I leave. And there's usually, like everybody said, a moment where you walk out of the booth and go, oh, there's a lot of stuff coming up now, because I just got really real, and that's where all my personal stuff now has to leave my body, and I have to have a good cry, or have a good laugh, or go sit outside and chill and process all of those emotions. But like they said, those super heavy emotional scenes are such a gift, because that's where we connect with this character, and we can allow this character to sort of be a guardian angel to help us process and move on in our life. So those are my favorites.
I think the one that I want to share, I want to share it, but it's still too new and I don't want to spoil anything. But if any of you are watching Requiem of the Rose King this current season, I play Margaret of Anjou. It's based on the War of the Roses. It's really cool. It also involves Brandon McInnes, and that's all I'll say about that. I'm still kind of personally dealing with it, so maybe it's good that I don't talk about it. Please watch.
I've been through a lot of trauma with my characters too, so it's hard to pick one. Like, one comes to mind, and it was Alison Zerriker when she gets kidnapped and stuck into a van and shot in the leg, and she cries and pisses herself. So that was probably
That's up there with among other things. I needed to go lay down after that. That's about it.
Thanks for your question.
Very quick. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
So actually, there was a typo on the panel listing. It says this is the voice actor extravaganza. It's actually the voice actor emotional extravaganza.
There was an asterisk.
There wasn't enough space in the box to fit all of the words, so they just dropped that emotional part. Yeah.
AKA therapy.
I feel so much lighter now. Before we take an audience question, Caitlin and I did a panel yesterday that was really, really fun. It was a